When we go to a barbecue, we say like, I'm on a diet, but I'm gonna just eat it for today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go back to the diet. If you're on a diet, stay on a diet. It's gonna affect you later, and this is for men and women.
All right, diet. Now, for diet, some people usually recommend supplements.
Yes.
Okay, and I know different type of supplements.
Yes.
Can you discuss supplements and how that will help us
Sure.
or harm us?
Sure. Well, basically, I guarantee you, everybody in here really don't eat right. And you need a supplement. Basically, that's it. You don't eat right. So there's nothing wrong with a man getting a man's multivitamin and a woman getting a woman's multivitamin. There are differences between the two. So don't think that I'm going to get a one a day, but even though it says man, a woman can take it or vice versa. It doesn't work. The body burns it up differently. And you need what's in each of the vitamins. You do need it.
Great. So how long have you been talking about being a trainer and being a nutritionist? How long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been doing it ever since on my job. I started my job in 1986. And I've been training the officers at my job. And I've been teaching them from nutrition all the way down to training to lose weight, and also how to deal with certain incidences in the job. And I find that when you learn to take care of your body in a certain way, you have a tendency of feeling better about yourself. You have a tendency of your whole self-esteem changing. And you start to look at things differently. And we need that right now. We really need to look at ourselves and stop thinking less than and start thinking more than.
Okay, well, how do you select a weight loss program? Now, some of us, we have weight on us, but that doesn't mean that we're out of shape, and it doesn't mean that we're not healthy.
Exactly.
So
right.
that's not the case. But for those that do want to lose some weight, because everybody at the beginning here, they're going to Jenny Craig, they're going to my other girl, the Weight Watchers.
Yes.
They're getting themselves together. Mm-hmm. But what is something, if you don't have the money, just like, because some of us don't have the money, we just don't have the resources to go for. What are some of the ways that we can, what type of weight loss program can we do ourselves? I know you're talking about diets and watching
right.
food,
mm-hmm.
but what is something that we can do to watch our weight?
Okay, let's just say, for instance, if you're the type of person that don't eat breakfast, and I find that very frequent among women. Usually in the morning, if they got to run to work or whatever, they don't eat breakfast, and then it becomes a habit. And you got to realize that when you don't eat breakfast, you have a tendency of gaining weight. Your breakfast is to kickstart your metabolism. That's the purpose of breakfast. And it'll start you to get the fat burning process going. When you don't eat in the morning, what happens is your metabolism slows down. And that's why, if you notice later on during the day, you may feel a little lethargic, lazy, and then only had one meal, maybe two.
But when you say breakfast, you mean Frosted Flakes? Because like you said, we're moving. Or we talking about Pop-Tarts? Or we talking about, I know you're saying fruit and all that stuff, but sometimes we need the coffee, because some of us just drink coffee and that's our breakfast.
Exactly.
So, when you say just a little something other than fruit, because some people just don't want to do fruit.
Okay. Okay, now, let's just say if you're the type of person that likes hot food in the morning. Yes. Oatmeal is good. Oatmeal is the best to eat, okay, because of the fiber in it, and it's water soluble, so your body could digest it very quickly. And then after that, after you have breakfast, you should always have your vitamin. Don't take a vitamin on an empty stomach. A lot of times it'll get you nauseous. And a lot of people do that and say, oh, I forgot to take it with breakfast, so let me hurry up and take it now. Do not take it on an empty stomach, because it has a tendency of eating the lining in your stomach after a while if you continue to take it. So what you need to do is have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. So for breakfast, you can have the oatmeal. For lunch, something simple like a tuna fish sandwich or a turkey sandwich. Something like that is fine. But always include a glass of water with your meals. You gotta understand. You got to understand, and that's true. But water is more important than the food. You need the water. If you don't drink enough water, you'll find that as you start getting older, you'll find that your hair gets dry, your skin gets dry, your mouth gets dry, your nails start getting brittle. You start getting side effects from not having enough water. So it's very important for us to have water in our system. And then after the lunch, then you could have a dinner. But your dinner has to be small. Don't think because you skip lunch or you skip breakfast, I'm going to make it up at dinner time. And that's what we do. That's exactly what we do. You cannot do that. You still have to eat a smaller portion so your body could digest it. If you eat larger than that portion, you're going to feel sleepy and tired and fall right out. And that's not helping your metabolism at all.
Now, you said 3 meals a day, but I have heard someone told me before that you should eat 5 meals a day.
And that's true.
Now, with the 5 meals, is that like, okay, oatmeal for breakfast, and then my little other meal would be a tuna fish sandwich, and then my other meal would be a grilled chicken Caesar salad, and then after that, we need to, understand, because we'll be eating 5 real meals a day instead of what they're really saying. So what are they saying when they're saying 5 meals per day?
Well, the 5 meals are including snacks. And snacks usually include fruits or any type of leafy vegetable. That's your snack. And it depends upon what and how much you're trying to lose. A lot of times when people see a slimmer person, they think that they don't have to be on a diet, they don't have to watch what they eat, or I wish I was your size. But you don't know how healthy that person is. Everybody thinks that small means healthy, and it doesn't. It has a lot to do with what you eat and how you take care of your body. That is so important. I can't stress that enough. But the 5 meals usually include snacks. And you have to work up to 5 meals. Because if you're a type of person that don't eat, you can't do 5. If you're a type of person that don't like water, you have to learn to like water. And I know a lot of people usually use those flavor enhancements. But you have to make sure if you do use them, they have no sugar in it or no sodium.
Crystal Light is good?
Crystal Light.
Crystal Light, y'all.
You got to make sure everything is all zero with that. Because if you're using that stuff that got sugar in it, it's not helping you. It's going to add to the problem.
But what about, like, there's different type of waters. They have vitamin waters that are out. They have even a water that says spring, but it has a different color and it tastes of flavor. Mm-hmm. But in the back, if you taste it, it doesn't seem like it have any sugar in it. But in the back of it, it has like loaded sugar.
Yes.
So how do you, because me personally, I have a problem with water. Mm-hmm. I don't like water. Mm-hmm. And you can tell the difference between filtered water and unfiltered water. Mm-hmm. So with that, what type of waters in regards to like vitamin water, everybody picks up vitamin water. Is that good?
No.
Vitamin water, y'all.
First of all, with vitamin water, does anybody ever really look to see how much vitamins they're actually getting in vitamin water? Exactly. It looks good to say vitamin water. And you think that, I didn't take my vitamin today, so I'm going to drink my vitamin water. You'll be better off taking a vitamin than taking vitamin water. And please, there's really no difference between Avion water or all the other waters out there. They're basically all the same. They just come from different places. One may come from upstate, one may come from the Midwest, but it's still spring water. So if you're the type of person that don't like the water from your tap, then get spring water. But it's so important to drink water.
Okay. Now, we've talked about food and all that good stuff. Now, I want to talk a couple more minutes about being the trainer that you are. And then we're going to exercise. Me and Pastor Paul are going to exercise real fast and show you a couple of things that you could do at home that will help you. Is that all right? So when you're at a place and you see a trainer, what do you look for in a trainer?
First of all, don't only look at the physical part of a trainer. A lot of people look at that and say, he must be a trainer because he looks like he's in shape. But you have to look at the attitude. You have to look at the person. If he's self-centered and it's all about him and he doesn't make you feel comfortable, don't use him. Don't use him. You're trying to come to a place where you need help. You don't want to feel that you're less than, and that's what I mean by feeling less than. You need to feel that you're coming to a place to get the help that you need. So when you're looking for a trainer, make sure it's somebody who you can talk to, who has your interests in mind. Not his, but yours in mind.
Now, some of these trainers, they really try to work you hard, and you be ready to slap them. Y'all looking at me like I'm funny. Come on, somebody. Y'all, they're telling you, oh, push this way, and push, and you be ready to push them right in the face. I mean, how do you deal with them trying to really help you and push you hard, and you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. When you're dealing with a trainer who doesn't understand the fact that you may be new to this or you haven't worked out a long period of time, there's nothing wrong with you telling him to slow down. Just because you may be paying him, that doesn't mean he gotta abuse you. Okay? All right? There's nothing wrong with telling him, listen, I can't do that right now, or I can't train as long right now. So can you take it easy with me? Can I do a similar exercise that may not put my back at risk or put my knees at risk? There's nothing wrong with asking him that. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to speak. If you don't and let him overtalk you, you may get hurt.
And then there's going to be a fight, and that's not good. That ain't Christian-like, y'all. Somebody said that ain't Christian-like.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this before we get ready to do a little exercise. I had a problem. I love Haagen-Dazs chocolate with almond ice cream bar. I got a couple witnesses. Maybe that's not yours. Maybe yours is Briar's ice cream or something else, but I was addicted like it was a drug. And I was eating it 5 times a day. I'm just being real, come on. And then I had the nerve, watch this, I had the nerve not to get the regular size, but the mini size, and I was fooling my brain saying, oh, it's the mini size, so it's okay. So really the 5 equaled the 2. And I was with this young man, and we had a list that we had to share of what we eat. And I think also that would be good if people knew the list, how you time your food and things of that nature. And it was like a confession place, just like you.
That's
you
exactly what it was, confession.
It was like confession. This is my confession. And it was my confession, and I wanted to cry. And he said, well, what did you eat today? Or what did you eat this week? And I was in the church, so you know. Somebody say you had to tell the truth. You should have been telling the truth anyhow.
Yeah.
But I had to say about my 5-a-day miniature Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And then I'm gonna tell you how we do. And then I survived for the 6 months. And last week I seen him just before you came through here, and I knew you were coming. And I had my Haagen-Dazs. I'm just trying to help us. Ice cream, because that, even if in my depressed state, if I was depressed or just had a lot going on and trying to gear up for a talk show or whatever, I needed something to come back to. But then I knew that I would see you, so this is my confession. I
appreciate it.
A whole box. That's a shot, but we ain't in church. Come on. A whole box of Haagen-Dazs, and it was good. But now somebody said it was